Hi boys and girls, welcome back to your first day of your last bimester in technology. So I'm sorry I couldn't be there in person, but I know things will go just fine. So in this bimester in technology, we're going to be really focusing on solidifying things for Folklorama. So you're going to need to go to your Google Classroom in order to do this. In Google Classroom, you will see in the stream that I have set up for you the Research for Folklorama site. If you open up the doc that is there, you will see three things that you're going to focus your research on: traditional clothing, food, and art from the country that you are studying. So, for example, you're going to go back to Google Classroom, and in the About section we have our 4th grade research tools, and go into that. Once you're in there, you're going to see the different places that you can research. Something that your teachers have outlined for you is that you really need to think about what keywords you're going to search for. Notice here how we don't just have clothing, we want traditional clothing. Most people around the world do wear some sort of form of westernized clothing. We don't want to know that. We want to know what is traditional for that country or for different regions. So in your researching, you're going to need to make sure you include words like traditional. Also, for example, make sure you find out things like male or female clothing. You might need to use those exact words as well. Male traditional clothing, female traditional clothing, a child's traditional clothing as well. You can also see if there's any specific patterns or accessories that are needed or that are traditional as well. But traditional is the key word here. So when you are researching, you're going to go in, try to find traditional clothing for the country you're researching. Everything that we've talked about so far still applies. Make sure that you are using a good, trustworthy source. Make sure that you are taking notes in your notebook. You are writing everything in your own words. You are not writing down complete sentences from a site, and you are not writing anything that you don't know what it means. Okay, anyone should be able to ask you a word on your notes, and you should be able to describe and know exactly what it means. Go ahead, if it's a vocabulary word that you researched, put what it means next to it. So in your notebook, you're going to be taking notes today, starting to work through that page, focusing on clothing, then moving on to traditional food, and then to art. If you have any questions, go ahead and let your teacher know. But we're going to start today with a little bit of Type to Learn, about 5 minutes. Get your fingers exercised and research, and then we'll go from there into researching. Enjoy!